Hi, would you like to learn some tips on how to make a twiddle mat or a twiddle cuff? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today. And if you like this kind of content, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell. So today what we're going to talk about is tips how to make a twiddle mat and or a twiddle cuff. So what is a twiddle mat or a twiddle cuff? So what these are items that are made for folks who have Alzheimer's, dementia, ADHD, or some type of an anxiety disorder. What they're used for is you give to the patient who have those types of disorders, and they use these to supplement stimuli and also for relaxation. So as you can see, this is a cuff, and you can see that it has a few items on it. The texture has some bumps on it so they can feel it. Think tactile when you're thinking about twiddle muffs and twiddle mats. You want them to be able to touch, feel, and play with things, and it tends to calm people down and reorient them to what's going on around them. It comes in various sizes. That was the cuff. And this is a mat that somebody would put on their lap and then twiddle with it on their laps. And there's also twiddle cannulas, which cover from the sleeve up to the elbow to cover up the IV area in the antecubital. So what do you need to make one of these twiddle cuffs, mats, or cannulas? Let's take a look. Yarn is the first thing you're going to need. And you want to start by looking at maybe your size 5s. And this is a very soft yarn here, size 5. Maybe some blanket yarn. That is also a nice yarn to be able to use on a fiddle cuff or a fiddle mat. Very soft, size 5. You only need to do a single strand. This, even though it says it's a 5, I would still do a double strand on that. Another thing to start looking at, you're looking at your scrap yarn. Look at your 4s in your scrap yarn. Some yellows, white, some browns, greens, some more yellow, just a little bit different shade of yellow, right? Getting into some blues here as well. You notice that there's a color palette going on here. We're using some of the earth tones, greens, blues, yellows. Yellow is a happy color. So if we show somebody yellow, as long as it's a muted yellow, this one's a muted yellow, that's okay. This one's a bright yellow. Not too much of this would want to use because it can excite people. These are some of the yarns that I would consider using. Don't forget about your specialty yarns. Here's one of those specialty yarns, the Ice Flamingo. This would be great as a trim because it gives interest and something for them to fiddle with. So that one would be great as a trim for that. But a few that I would not use are going to be things like this guy. Now, it's pretty. I like the way it looks, and I've used it on other projects, but I would probably not use it for a fiddle muff or a mat or in great quantity. Maybe a little bit, but not a lot, because there's a lot of variation and a lot of variegation in that yarn, which can tend to excite people. And that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to calm people down. This is one that I might not use. Another one I might not use is a black. Love the Bernat blanket, but for a black, having that deep of a tone on a fiddle mat may not be advantageous. We're already talking about people who have the potential to have depression, especially if they're in the moderate stage, so I'd probably stay away from black. Another color I would probably stay away from is red. Red, color theory, when you're looking at red, this is one of those colors that tends to really get people agitated. And so if somebody has a tendency to have high anxiety, red is probably something I'd stay away from. So those other colors I showed you, the greens and then the earth tones, are items that I would pick. So what else do you need? You know, a nice supply of maybe some buttons. You can see them here. And then also I have various sizes of buttons that I picked up along the way. Those are some of your embellishments that you can put on. Maybe a zipper. You can use a real zipper, or you can kind of make your own pom-poms. I have very few made because as soon as I make them, I use them on my projects. And so pom-poms is another one that you actually could make and put as an embellishment for these fiddle mats or fiddle muff. Another thing is these guys here. You can take these and attach an item to it and then put it on the mat itself. And then finally, beads. And of course, one of the other items that you'll need is a hook. Now, the reason I pull these out separately is because I stick with certain sizes. So I typically will use a K if I'm using 4-weight yarn and I'm doubling it up, or if I'm using 5-weight, I will typically use an L. And then those are, like I say, those are the standard ones that I use. If I was going to take a 3-weight yarn, I would triple up a 3-weight yarn. I probably wouldn't use it at all for these because I'm trying to get not only the bulk, but I'm also trying to make sure that it has some weight to it. That's something you also want to consider. That's something else that settles down people who have anxiety or Alzheimer's is a weight. And so the more bulk that you can give, like a double weight 5 and then doubling up or tripling up a 4, you're going to have that on their lap or on their arm, and it's going to have, it feels more comforting to have something there that gives them a little weight. By the same token, it also gives the elders some warmth as well. That's something you want to consider when you're looking at these yarns. Another thing to think about is you don't want something that's too slippery. So let's say you're looking at a cotton with a bamboo blend. I could think of like Kaboo is pretty soft. There's a lot of yarns that I can think of that are really, really soft. They're just slippery. Karen Simply Soft is super slippery. Things like that are really nice tactile wise, but you'd probably want to put a backing on it because it's just going to slide off of them and off of their lap and onto the floor, and then that will frustrate them. Just things to keep in mind. So aside from the hook, then you're going to just want your standard stuff, your scissors, and if you're going to sew some of those embellishments on that we were talking about a minute ago, whether it's the buttons or the beads, something like that, then you would want a needle and thread. I will state up front, I typically don't do a lot of buttons or big embellishments because I'm very fearful, especially of the late stage Alzheimer patients, that they'll pull them off because they do tend to fiddle constantly. I worked with a lot of them, and once they get their mind on something, they just kind of stay focused on it until they get it. And so if you have a small button or a small bead on there, they will fiddle, fiddle, fiddle until they get it, and there's the potential for them to swallow it. So I tend to stay away from that, but certainly if you're comfortable and your sewing skills are superb, you really want to make sure it stays on there and stays tight. I would also avoid glue. That's something else because they will chew on it. When we think about the later stage of his Alzheimer's, those things tend to happen. They will start to chew on things as well. It's just cognition changes as they progress in that disease. So we've talked about the supplies that you need. So what about some of the stitches? Okay, so let's chat about that. Basically, you can use whatever stitch you want. Think tactile, think stimuli. Now I can share with you for cannulas, making a cannula, it's very basic because you're really just making a sleeve to go on the arm. For that, most of the time you're going to be using single crochet. For a base stitch, if you're using like what you saw on my mat, my base stitch for my mat, for most of it is half double crochet. And the reason that it's half double crochet, let me flip it around here, is because I'm putting embellishments on it. Okay? If you're going to put embellishments on, you want to stick with a simple stitch and then let the embellishments do the talking. This section in here, I put in bobbles. You can do bobbles, puff stitch, do a star stitch, do some cable stitching. There's a lot of options, but anywhere where I put embellishments on, I stuck with a half double crochet because I wanted the thickness, but I also wanted it to be nice and flat, so the focus for them is this. You can overdo stimuli, so you want to be careful with that as well. You notice that I have what, 3, 4 colors on here, but they're muted colors. I just sparingly did the yellow. And that's something else you want to be careful of. When you're pulling colors together, you want them to make sense intellectually for them as well. Okay, mat size. So I just showed you my mat. Let's talk about size. Mat sizes are typically 16 by 20. That one there that I just showed you is 16 by 23 because I made it a little bit larger because I was thinking about a man. Oftentimes when folks make fiddle mats, they make them for women. Not that often we make them for men, so I always try to make at least every time I make one for a woman, I make one for a man as well. And usually I make them a little bit bigger. But standard size for a mat can be like 16 by 20, 14 by 18 is another standard size for the mat. If you're going to make them larger than that, like this one, if the woman was going to use this because it's 16 by 23, they might put it on the tabletop, which is actually why, I don't know if you noticed or not, that's why I put handles on it. Because if they put it on the tabletop, then she can just pull it around with her. And so that works out pretty well. So the muff, let's look at the size on the muff. Here's the muff. Okay. Now for this guy, typical size for a muff is 11 by 7, and this is a little bit longer than that. This is 12 by 7. So lengthwise, and then what they do is they put it in both hands on both sides. So it's like this, so it keeps their hands warm. So on the inside, there's also strings that I let go on the inside. You can put stuff on the inside as well. So they have something to play with, whether it's the strings from your changing of your yarn, or if I have put pockets on the inside as well. And that they actually really like that. Making sure that they have something in there to fiddle with is very important. And then on the outside, of course, having extra things to fiddle with. And they like ties, so tying and untying things, and then tactile with those big puff stitch. But like I say, 11 by 7, I start with a chain of either 35 or 40. If I'm doing, this was a size 5 yarn that I started with, and so I started with a chain of 35. If I was doing 2 strands of 4, I would start with a chain of 40, and then just go round and round, picking those stitches that I want until I got to the desired length of about 11 inches. And you can see here I did half double crochets, bobble stitch. All the way through here is actually, you can't tell because of I have 3 yarns together here, but it's actually alpine stitch. Then I went back to bobble and then finished off with half double crochets. But like I say, pick whatever you want for those. So that would be the muff. Start with, if you're size 5, again, like I shared, depending on where you have a 5 or a 4, start with your count. And then just keep join it and go down to the end. Cannula, that one, I would only use a size 4 yarn. And the reason is because of where you want it, and you want it to stay put. The 5s don't tend to stay put, and they're too warm to stay on the arm. So use a size 4 yarn, chain 20, and then you're going to work in the round as well. And you're going to increase for 3 rows until you get up to 26, and then do single crochet for 20 rows. And then you're going to decrease 3 rows till you get back down to 20 again. But that's my tips that I have on how to make the cannulas, the muffs, and the mats. Certainly you want to take a peek at the video that I put out that is talking about the Alzheimer's and dementia, the Secret Santa, that has the information about Alzheimer's and dementia, so you can learn a little bit more about that, give you more information about this whole topic. Otherwise, that's what I had to share today. Have a fantastic day.